here's at a glance today what our 09 budget consists of. 2.3 is our FY09 budget as it stands today. Currently we have 25 sworn personnel. In 2008, our calls for service were 17,408. Reported crimes were 1,393. We had 425 arrests, 2,087 motor vehicle citations. Total summonses were 156, with our total accidents of 152. 5 years ago, the police budget was 2.283. The sworn personnel were 29. In 2004, calls for service were 14,693. Reported crimes were 1,119, arrests 444. Motor vehicle offenses were 1,345. Total summonses were 189. The total accidents were 199. Our FY10 budget, I know I'm throwing these numbers out to you kind of quickly, but there's a $99,000 difference. So from 05 to FY10, that budget has gone down. Under budget A, we're going to have 23 sworn personnel. There's 2 command, 6 supervisory, and 15 patrol officers. That's 15 patrol officers. That means we've lost 7 patrol officers from 05 to today. That of the 15 patrol includes 2 detectives and a prosecutor. Our summer police force is an additional 15 sworn part-time officers. The call volume has increased in 5 years by some 20%. That increase of 20% definitely impacts the reduction in our force by 28%. Calls for service are expected to approach 18,000. We try to do as much in-house training as we can to save money and overtime and travel costs for officers attending any training that's outside of our jurisdiction. I'll describe our calls for service since 2004. As you can see, the numbers reflect a 20% increase in the last 5 years. And in the last 3 years, there's a 9% increase. The reason why we brought in that 9% is, I'm not sure, I'm only kind of relying on the past. When the unemployment goes up, usually the crime goes up. So I'm hoping that this isn't going to be a big trend for the town of Hull. But I think we should all be aware that there does appear to be a recent trend. So that from 04 to 14,693 to a level of 17,408 calls for service. In 2004, we had 21 police officers. And as you see, in 2009, under Budget A, we'll have 15 patrol officers. And the prediction is some 18,000 calls for service. 1998, we had 13,479 calls, and as of 2008, we had 17 officers, which is our current budget we're under. You can see the amount of calls we have for service. So then we broke it down to calls per officer to see what that would look like. And you can see the increase there. From 1998, we had 641 calls per officer to an increase in 08 with 17 officers. Now that's prior to Budget A's impact. 17 officers, 1,024. Obviously that number's going to go up with the reduction of patrol. Try to get a little view of what other communities have as far as personnel, supervisory staff. Because I've heard some people suggest that perhaps we were top heavy with management. Town of Hingham, 18,000 calls for service. Now, as you heard me mention, we're just under 18,000 calls for service. I don't have to explain to anybody the difference in sizes, be that either population or square miles for the town of Hingham. They have 51 sworn police officers. I believe they have a couple of deputy chiefs. I think they have 4 lieutenants and the rest of sergeants. So they have recognized the need for the supervision of the personnel. Norwell, 8,000 calls for service. Some 10,000 calls less than we have. They have 22 sworn personnel. They have a deputy chief and I believe 4 sergeants. And then you have Cohasset, our next door neighbor, 19 sworn officers. They have about 10,000 calls for service. They have 2 lieutenants, 3 sergeants. It gives you an idea that the need, we currently have 1 lieutenant and 5 sergeants. You can see that our needs are, if I had my way, I'd have 3 lieutenants. I'd have 1 for each shift. But currently, kind of status quo, we're functioning.